What is up, everyone? How's it going? Dave from Mark Spector Comics is with us. Hope everyone is having an awesome long weekend so far. What up?
What's going on, man? How are you? Can you hear me?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm just, sorting through this big box over here of the. Don't really know what's fully in here yet, so just been going little by little. The
Yeah, I've
fun
got
of
this box over here that I have to go through, and I'm gonna be taking some over to my local comic shop and just being like, "Hey, want to buy these off me?"
yeah, one of the painful tasks of going through a small collection.
Yeah. I talked to him probably about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I've got some books that just no longer fit the collection. He goes, bring them in. I'll see what they're worth, and I'll give you a good deal on them, and we can do some store credit. I said, well, I'll spend it here, so definitely I'll do store credit.
There you go. That works.
Yep. Yeah, he's always good to me when I bring stuff to him. What do you?
So where's your local comic shop, if I may ask?
It's like 2 miles, not even 2 miles. I think it's like a mile down the road from me, over in Rochester, New York.
Okay.
Nice little shop. He's probably got 500-600 square feet of retail space, and then a bunch of space in the back, and then has another couple storage spaces and whatnot here and there.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I don't think I can say I've ever been to Rochester. I've been to Syracuse, but I've never been to Rochester.
It's definitely worth the trip.
Yeah.
From what I've found, going around New York, going around even some other places. I went to one in North Carolina.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He has like one of the best shops when it comes to back issues. A lot of shops kind of stick to like what's new, past 5 years. Anything that's back issues, they don't really hang on to. But he likes to buy collections people are getting rid of and basically offload them the best way he can.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's up?
I want to say pretty much 60% of his shop is all back issues, toys.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Other stuff. He has a whole wall of Funkos in the back, and then the whole wall going down the side is all his new issues. So not a whole lot of space for new issues, but it is a nice size wall for the new issues. And then he keeps it current week, the week before, and then anything like 5 weeks or older, but of the same stuff. And then he has boxes below that are older than about 5 or 6 weeks or 5 or 6 issues back.
Yeah. When you're talking about like 500-600 square feet, you're not talking about a lot of real estate. So yeah, you got to be crafty with the space you have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I'm in the same situation. I don't have a lot of storage space, so like I bought two long boxes today, and my wife was like, "What the fuck? Like, what are you thinking?"
Yeah,
like you're trying to downsize the collection, and you buy two long boxes. It's like roughly 600 to 800 bucks, roughly.
But I'll get rid of a short box to make up for it.
Yeah, so I was like,
I don't know what you guys talking about getting rid of boxes, man.
Like I said, I got a little stack over here, as you can see.
Yeah,
Mike doesn't know the definition of getting rid of.
Come on.
Well, in this short box,
right, I was gonna say like, you guys talking get rid of. I just keep getting more and more. There's no. I want to get rid of some stuff eventually. I got so many mega copies of everything. Let me see, like. What do I have around that? I'm gonna start putting up on my shows soon.
I love that cover.
But I have so many. Mike.
Yeah. Nice one. There you go.
This was actually a pretty good read. I remember I bought this short run when it did come out. And this was in there. So like, this guy, like I said, I ended up. I'm gonna make a little video on it when I get a chance. But I ended up finding out because it was just like in the local papers. I usually like to see what's in the yard sales coming up and stuff like that. And you rarely see stuff like posted in a flyer for like comics. It's usually furniture, toys, collectibles, and so forth. And it actually said comics. So I was like, all right, let me go take a look. It's probably going to be newer stuff, which is fine, but you never know what's going to be in there. And he happened to have like just over 2 long boxes worth of comic books for sale. So I'm like, I still haven't gone through it all, but he was like a completionist. He read a lot. He bought a lot of the runs, and he loved his Marvel and some DC. And I could tell from at least the stuff I went through, he loved his X-Men. A lot of complete X-Men runs from the modern stuff. A lot of good reads too. I remember when these titles came out. So I'm still like sifting. I'm going through the second box now. The first box was a lot of like DC. So some good stuff, especially like if you like Batman Volume 2. You had a lot of like good portion of the run in there.
What years are Volume 2 for Batman?
I want to say it was. I can pull this up real quick. And it wasn't like the cover A's. For some reason, I never knew that this it came out in 2011. Okay. So you have your variants and stuff.
Was that long of a run?
Damn. Oh yeah, it was a ton of issues. So like I didn't know about this, but they also came out when I was going through a Key Collector. They also came out with these combo packs for the issues. I don't know what it really entailed, but I know they were sealed packs. And this guy collected specifically from Batman Volume 2, just the combo packs for some reason. And they're pretty hard to find. Like you're talking about like about 5% of the print run were these combo packs. And I'll pull a few just to show you what they look like. And he had about half of the entire run in just combo packs.
That's pretty amazing. I love that Silver Surfer cover.
Oh yeah. So I'll plug you some real quick. So I know you wanted to talk about DC tonight.
Yeah. It's been kind of crazy that we haven't heard much about Brave and Bold and any of that stuff with DC. I know it's not coming out till next year, but it's like we've gotten a Superman casting from what I remember. Has there been any other news besides that?
They talked a little bit about the Wonder Woman series.
I keep hearing about.
Like these right here. They're pretty tough to find. I've never seen these. Well, like they're differentiated because they say the combo packs.
Yeah.
And some of these were like embossed covers.
Yeah, I like the minimalist of it. I feel like a lot of times covers try to do too much, and sometimes a cover just needs to be a cover.
Yeah, absolutely. So like all of these from Batman Volume 2, like the New 52 run, were all these combo packs. I was like, holy crap, I didn't know these existed, like I said. Yeah. And I think some of these have some minor keys. But like I have that issue 21, which is the first appearance of Duke Thompson.
Okay.
This one's a key book as well. This one right here is one of those combo packs. First appearance of Harper Row is Bluebird.
Nice.
Nice.
But even besides that, there's some cool covers in these. Like this is a cool question cover. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. That's pretty neat.
And that looks like a pretty big comic book too.
Yeah. Well, I think it's standard size.
Okay.
And a lot of these are Capullo covers. Like this is like you can tell it's like Capullo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have a classic right here.
It has like that Spawn Capullo vibe.
These are just ones I have laying on there. I have so many old Batmans I have to put away. Look at that.
So yeah, one of the things that I saw that just came out today that James Gunn just posted, this was on Facebook. Yes, it's true. The DCU series, the DCU or the Lanterns DCU series is putting together a crack team of writers based on a wonderful pilot script and Bible by Chris Mundy, Tom King, and Damon Lindelof. A hearty welcome to Chris and Damon as they join the DC Studios family. No welcome necessary for old Tom, who has been here nearly since inception. And I mean, I love that we're going to focus on more than one Lantern. I thought that the Green Lantern movie was a very missed opportunity. I loved Ryan Reynolds as the Green Lantern. I thought that could have been a really amazing story to take on.
Nice. I like that cover.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's things about that movie that obviously just fell completely short. So who would you cast as a Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, in today's Green Lanterns?
Like as an actor?
In today's actors, yeah. Would you go back to Ryan Reynolds? Would you give him another shot? Or
I don't
go young?
Going back to it, I don't think it was Ryan Reynolds' fault. I think it was a product of just bad writing, as typically as what we see today, and today's stories and movies. You could always bring him back. He's going to be he's much more aged than when he was when that movie came out. But that doesn't seem to bother Marvel from bringing him back as Deadpool, either. So, or Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. But you could.
Yeah. Age is not a factor anymore. You got AI.
No, and you got AI too. You can always de-age somebody if you really have to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know who could you put in as an actor to put not really. Can't really think
honestly,
of
I would I have somebody I have somebody that I think would actually make a good Green Lantern. That kid from Breaking Bad, Ryan Paul. Now, I think he could pull this off as a Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. Now, don't tell you why. Because I don't know if you guys ever watched Breaking Bad, but
I've never seen it now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna recommend that if you guys want to see some really wild show that you're not gonna expect, I would definitely recommend Breaking Bad. Really good show, and the acting is top notch. I mean, AMC, that was one of their best shows ever. And this kid, Aaron Paul, he's a really good actor. I mean, he's method. You can see the way that he poured himself into the character, and he's done other things too. Right? So I can tell what kind of yeah. So you could tell he has that knack to actually pull off a role like Hal Jordan. He's young.
He's got a lot of range.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's very rangy. So I believe that I would give Alan Paul a chance of actually hitting that range for Green Lantern. I think he could do it. And he's also, like you said, he has mega range. And even in Breaking Bad, he was comical to completely horrifying, So that's what I would like to see play. But I'm wondering, are we going to have the Black Lanterns and the White Lanterns anytime soon? Or are they going to work into that? I mean, this whole Green Lantern Society is supposed to be like a series. Is it going to be within the continuity of the God sphere of the DCEU? Well, I won't even say DCEU, it's DC Universe, which is, that cosmic weird freaking spatial spear. You can find it in certain comics. I forget which ones, but I it's funny because I'll read my old Crisis. Yeah, maybe it's Crisis on Infinite Earths. You can find this chart. It's the entire universe of the DC universe, the levels. Because Darkseid, the reason why he's supposed to be so powerful is because he's supposed to be a multi-dimensional being. That means he's supposed to exist in the third dimension, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth at the same time. So this is why he cannot really be beat. He's multi-dimensional.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there can only be one Green Lantern per planet at a time. Correct?
Per quadrant, I believe. So I'm not sure if the planet. Well, it's not just a planet; it's a quadrant. The quadrant. Our Green Lantern doesn't just So it's supposed to be one Green Lantern for quadrant, and
so you couldn't really do a bunch of different people from Earth as different Green Lanterns. If you go the Hal Jordan route, you can't also go. I'm trying to think of what is John Stewart. You couldn't go the John Stewart route at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe so, but I'm not too well versed in Green Lantern.
Yeah. I love Green Lantern as a character. I've always thought that growing up, watching the Justice League animated series, I've always loved Green Lantern. He's always been one of my favorites, whether it's Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, whoever. He's a really cool character, but he's one of those ones that's always kind of eluded me in comics. I've never been able to like find a comic that I'm like, yeah, this is Green Lantern. Let me go sit down and read it.
I do like the series about when they're having the Lantern Wars and they're all going after each other's power rings. That I liked a lot because Hal Jordan starts to really lose his shit. That's a sick
cover.
He starts like
I like that.
He literally is killing other lanterns. Yeah, I like that cover too.
Who did that cover?
Nelson.
Okay.
Nelson. I'm not familiar with the.
Yeah, I don't recognize that.
Nelson. I don't know. That's pretty.
I
cool.
love that cover though. Yeah, sorry, Mike. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, almost like a legacy kind of Lantern Corps, without ruining any backstories. So, like, I don't know the full story behind how it went from Hal to John to whoever else. I feel as though if you're gonna do a Green Lantern Corps, it would be cool to do multiple Green Lanterns that we all know and love from across all different timelines, however they're gonna play that.
Yeah, you just want to be able to play it in one quadrant. I mean, that means they would have to go. Well, in the comics, they go pretty much when they go to see who's that dude that leads the orc? I forget his name. They all go to the council, so they all meet up eventually. I mean, they do meet up at the council. They have a huge ass council where they're all just their base. So I'm not really well versed with the Green Lantern like lore so much. I did like the movie though. I did like Ryan Reynolds. I thought Ryan Reynolds did a fine job as Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Just like I feel like the same way like Ben Affleck did a fine job with Daredevil,
Agreed.
But and like Dave said earlier, I don't blame Ben Affleck for the movie situation either, because I think he did a fine job, and sometimes, when it comes to casting, what we see and then what comes out in film that usually isn't the same. Like sometimes you can get close to it, but most of the times a lot of these films just like barely hit the mark, and most of the times miss the mark. You could tell when a movie's bad. You could tell, like when you see there's no chemistry between the actors and actresses. You could tell. I mean, there's sets I've been on that have been like totally like like you can see like the camaraderie. Everybody's happy, and there's other sets I've been on that you can see that people are just like, oh man, I can't wait to get the hell out of here. You're like, yeah.
My buddy Mark, Legion of Comics, he's much more well versed in the Green Lantern stories than probably all of us. He could probably probably fill us in. Who are you guys' favorite Green Lantern? I know there's a ton of them. But if there's one Green Lantern that you could potentially want to see in a show or a movie, who would you want it to be portrayed as?
I would love to see Jon Stewart, in all honesty. Like, I would love to have Jon Stewart show up on the big screen. I like I said, I always grew up watching him as Green Lantern. I always found it fun and enjoyable whenever he was on screen. The interactions that he had that I remember him having in those animated series were always enjoyable.
Oh yeah, there we go. I have that one too. Nice. Put that to the side for me. Put it to the side for me. I got symbiotic for you. Put it to the side for me. Yeah, I definitely want that one.
This one looks like
got my attention. Yeah.
This one looks like he may have colored it a little bit and the eyes and stuff.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that's all good. I'll take it just like that.
It still looks like it's all good though, right? Isn't that's pretty cool to see that in there?
So
modern for the most part. You get a nice little bronze or copper age book in here.
The one thing I do know about Green Lanterns, or that I believe I know about Green Lanterns, is that you have to have a lantern for each. I think we said quadrant or planet. We weren't quite sure what it was. what does that look like? If you have Hal and John side by side, aren't they from the same quadrant? Like, could they exist side by side? Does that work?
I mean, I
Each
honestly
sector.
can't answer that. The sector, yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, I said quadrant sector. Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
There is some
Get
Spidey. There is
distracted,
some Spidey in here. There's some Spidey in here.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
said, I'm just looking through this now. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I keep on.
No, you're good. I'm loving looking at the covers as we're talking about this.
Yeah, me too. We get yeah. We're both like, wait, what? What are we talking about? Earth sector 28, 14.
So
Just
it's not
random.
it's not simply one per sector. The one thing that I remember from the Green Lantern movie, is there a Venom? There is a Venom release date. The title is The Last Dance, and the one leak that we did just get about it is that Peter Parker will be in it, but as a 10-year-old kid. So who knows what that means at this point. The leak is actually making a lot of people more upset about the movie than it is helping the movie out. And we can get back to that soon. Yeah, 10-year-old Peter, exactly. It's based on threat level of sector. So Earth is the reason for the sector having numerous, which makes total sense. Because you got Superman, Batman, a lot of stuff going on Earth. Shocking that comic book creators created.
That is
I have that cover.
That is dope. I showed this to my other group chat. I love seeing these like playing card covers. Yeah. I've never seen this one shot. This is cool.
That's really interesting.
That is really
cool. I love the dynamic of that cover.
Yeah. I don't know who did this cover.
Is he in front of the card? Is he on the card? It's hard to tell. It almost looks like he's standing in front of the card.
It looks like he could be standing in front of it. But that is really cool dynamic.
I'd love to read that and see if the cover matches what the story's about.
Yeah, I've never seen this book up until I pulled it from this collection. I was like, holy crap, this is cool.
Yeah. So the other thing about the Green Lanterns that I've always found interesting and fun is the way that they use their powers and the way that their power ring can, like, anything they can think of, they can use, they can do, whatever it ends up being. And it's always been an interesting part of their character because, like, the sky's the limit for them.
Right.
Does the cover match the drapes?
That's what I was thinking. Put the thought right out of my head. Exactly.
And exactly, Mark. The biggest thing about that is that their personality plays into what kind of Green Lantern they are. And it's so, like, that's such a cool dynamic to explore as a writer, as a world builder, as all of that. Because, like, that was one of the cool things that I loved about the fact that we got that in the movie was him playing different ways with different things about, like, how you could even save the world having these powers. I think the one was like a roller coaster that he basically put the car on to kind of, I can't remember exactly what he did with it. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but, like, that was one of the coolest parts that I remember.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The one thing that I do question, would you guys want to see, they set up John Diggle in the Flash and in the Arrowverse as a possible Green Lantern. Would you want to see David Ramsey, the actor who played John Diggle, return as John Stewart? Like, would he be a good John Stewart?
Oh, you know what? I think definitely he would be a good John Stewart.
I think did like him.
For the look of John Stewart, I think he could pull it off. Definitely. That's
he is on the older side. He is 52.
Definitely, I would pick him as John Stewart.
Oh, 52's up there, huh?
Yeah. Well, for acting, I mean, I'm not saying it like if we're gonna world build and we're gonna have a whole series, you're talking about 5 to 6 years. By the time this gets made, you could be talking about finishing this series when he's like 60, which obviously isn't old, but like,
and he'll be nice
depending on the way the character's played, or depending on the way the character is in the comics and stuff, is that too old to start John Stewart off at like a 50-year-old man?
Yeah, that is up there in age, you know, especially if you want to do some building up on it.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who I would get to play that role then, because I see him doing it, but yeah, he's a little old. You got to think about that too. It's a couple of years, but like I said, they got enough CGI makeup and all that AI to just take care of all that. Make 62s look 32. Look, they did it in Indiana Jones. That movie sucked, but that AI was crazy.
Yeah,
that movie sucked for a lot of reasons.
They de-aged the hell out of him. That was the only part of the movie I liked. Once I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's it."
That movie in the first place. That's why it sucked.
Yeah, yeah. It was just to replace Indy, pretty much.
Yeah. So, nope, there is less than zero reason to give CW cast parts in the new DCU. However, The Flash. Gunn has already said that he is totally on board, or not totally on board, but he's interested and willing to have the conversation with Grant Gustin about playing the Flash.
I was always a big fan of the Flash TV show. I did like Grant Gustin in that show. Yeah. Some people didn't like him.
I loved it.
I think he needs to. I think he needs to hit up the gym just a little bit. He's a little skinny in that suit, but but I did like him. I know Mark probably was not a big fan of him, but I actually did like him.
He said, "Hell no."
Yeah, he was great for CW, but you're gonna have to lift it up a little bit for the big screen.
That's true.
He was great for CW, but again, just like Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, was that a product of money, like the lack of money? Was that a product of just slowly worse and worse writing? How, like, he kind of got put on the back burner in the later seasons because the story stopped being about him. It started being about Iris more and about the female characters, which we all know has been a big push in lately.
Yeah,
anyways,
I can't stand that crap.
It started like it started with like his daughter Iris getting powers at one point. All of that did not need to be a thing, because honestly, I mean, Iris was already this badass character. She didn't need to be more of a badass just to prove a point. So would it be wrong to give Grant the shot at the Flash, or do you risk upsetting Grant Gustin fans by not casting him and then people not wanting to go see the Flash because the casting is wrong in people's opinions?
I still think people are going to watch the Flash regardless, because they did go see that bozo that was always in trouble with the police. What's his face?
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller, yeah.
I thought he was a terrible actor, but people still wanted to go see him on the big screen in the Batman movie, regardless. But I would still watch it, even if they didn't, even if they didn't bring back Grant Gustin, just got some random actor to play him. But
I'll go see it.
I'd be fine with too. I have no problem. Just bring somebody new on board.
The biggest
give a new young actor a chance to grow the Flash. I'm a big fan of Flash. I'm not the biggest fan of Flash, but I love the Flash. I would love to see some new blood come in and portray the Flash.
Completely agree. I would love to see someone come in and just completely blow it out of the water the way Grant Gustin did. I mean, he is to this day the best version of the Flash we have ever gotten, animated or otherwise, in my opinion. He played Barry Allen very well. He played the Flash very well. Again, there was a lot of stuff in the later seasons that sucked, but I don't put that on Grant. I put that on writing. I put that on money.
Yeah, that's on CW. Lack of funding. That with any project on CW, you see they don't usually. There was only like Green Arrow, Flash, and I think one other show that actually lasted more than like 4 or 5 seasons. They just don't last in CW. The ratings in general are terrible.
Yeah, I think it was Legends of
even
Tomorrow,
if you have
if
really good writing, they don't last well for some reason.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's
those
the thing
shows
is, like,
historically never made any money for the CW.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just big money losers. Exactly.
You can tell. So I'm currently rewatching Green Arrow, and I still to this day believe that if they redo Green Arrow, I think Stephen Amell is the perfect character. Or the perfect person to play that character.
Yeah.
But I'm
definitely.
rewatching season 1,
definitely.
and you could see the push for the product placement, like the using the Microsoft Surface and the way and like the logging in with the queue and how Felicity like goes down, over, like all the different little things, and I'm like, okay, here's where all the money, like. And then thinking back to like what Mike said is the fact that they never made a dime off these. Everything that they relied on was product placement.
I have that cover.
Nice cover.
That's a pretty
What issue is that?
Dr. Doom. This is New Avengers issue number 33 from volume 3.
Nice.
This has to do, actually, it's a small key. It has to do with the incursions.
Okay.
They keep on teasing us with in the MCU. But really, really dope Dr. Doom cover.
Yeah, so I want to go back to this comment. I do completely agree that if you put Grant or you put Steven in those roles, it muddies the waters. It's like, okay, did everything on the CW happen? Are we restarting Earth? Are we, like, do they not remember, like, what's going on? Or are they just different versions of those characters? Are we doing New 52? And this is the doppelganger of Stephen Amell, the doppelganger of Grant Gustin's Flash, all of that. Like, that's where it gets really muddy, and that's where you got to kind of play it the right way if you go with those characters. But again, they portrayed those characters very, very, very well, in my opinion. So, and the chemistry that they had with everyone else on the shows was amazing. So it's, in my mind, it's much like the Harry Potter show that they're coming out with soon. How are you
there's a Harry Potter show coming out?
That they're in talks. There's nothing major. That's cool. A cool cover.
I like that.
There's nothing major that's been discussed, but HBO wants to redo all of the Harry Potter's books as one season each.
That's cool.
And again, obviously, you can't have the characters from before. Either the actors are too old, or some of them have even died off at this point. So
yeah.
You have to redo everything, including the castings. So that's where it gets completely tricky, is how do you do that without dishonoring the character or the actors who played them before? And I feel like, again, that's one of the issues with the DCEU, is you had like Ben Affleck's Batman. A lot of people could not get past the fact that it wasn't Christian Bale. There was a lot of turnover in a lot of DC characters over the years.
I didn't have a problem with him like doing that. I'll be honest.
Of course.
I liked him.
Wouldn't be a little collection with a little Moon Knight, right?
Nice
there we go.
That's hilarious. I remember when this book was hot. The first Sun King. Holy crap!
Yeah,
that was hilarious. But this little later run was actually pretty cool covers. I remember this one. Yeah. There's the classic artwork, the pitchfork painting cover homage. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm just going through these for the first time. This is pretty cool to see these.
Mark, I definitely think that there can be a difference between silver screen actors and TV show actors, movie and TV. But I also think that in this day and age, there's a lot of actors who are treading that line between movie, TV show, and even stage presence. So I really do think that the range of a lot of the newer actors is pretty vast. So all of your actors who are like in that, I would even say like 15 to 35 or 40, can have a lot of presence on a silver screen as much as they can have presence on a Broadway stage. Neil Patrick Harris has
Oh.
been in movies, stage, and TV. Same with Hugh Jackman.
That guy's a shitty actor.
You don't like Neil Patrick Harris?
No, he sucks. Sorry, that's a hot take. I'm sorry. I do. I think he's funny. I just think he's a terrible. I think he's a terrible actor, but I think he is funny.
I think he's hilarious. I don't think he could ever play a really serious role. I think he's definitely like a one-trick pony in a way. Yeah. I've never seen him on Broadway, but I do know he has a phenomenal voice. Loved him and Hugh Jackman at the Tony Awards all those years ago. But definitely, I agree that as an actor with range, not as much.
And that's what we talk about, the depth of acting. Like you said, he's a really funny guy. I just don't think he has that depth, like you said, to take on a serious role. At least we haven't seen it yet.
He sucked in the new Matrix, and he was not even needed in the new Matrix. No need for him whatsoever. All that was a waste of time.
Maybe he can surprise us with a serious role. He just hasn't done it yet. We don't know.
Yeah, well, surprise, surprise. It's been like 35 years.
He was a great example, 1 in a million. Mark Hamill's another one. I got to say, Mark Hamill is definitely one of those guys. He's a great voice actor. He did well in obviously Star Wars. And then he actually played the Trickster in the Flash and the original Flash series as well. So he's been all over the place too. I honestly believe that a lot more actors than we give credit to have some really great range. Who was the one in Grey's Anatomy that was also in a lot of movies? The guy.
Grey's Anatomy, and I watched that show. The only reason I know is because I watched that show a lot with my wife.
They killed him off.
Who are you talking about? Which one?
I want to say it was from like the original few seasons.
Early?
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now.
Was he one of the doctors? Was he?
Yeah, he was a doctor. Shepard.
Oh, the main doctor.
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a good actor. Yeah,
he's been all over the place. Movies, shows.
Seemed like he was a douchebag on set, but yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah. You know, there's douchebags all over the place. Thank you, Mark. I also just Patrick looked it up.
Dempsey. Yep.
The dude from Transformers 3. Yep. Solid actor. Again, I mean,
good actor.
There's actors out there that can fill these roles. And I mean, if we're talking about a shared universe, they're going to have to play in a series role sometimes. And they also are going to have to be able to go over into the movie role. Anthony Mackie proved that it is it is a good thing that or not even good, but just like a thing that they're going to have to do from here on out, because he played Falcon in a couple different movies. I think he's a phenomenal actor, especially for the Falcon Captain America role. And then you put him in a series, and that series was shot as a movie, but at the same time, it's a series. It's like, it's got to all flow together. And to have presence in both ways.
Did you guys see him in did you watch the Twisted Metal series with Anthony? That was fun.
Yes.
I absolutely love that. And I would
especially if you played the video game.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie is an amazing actor. So again, ton of range as a lead actor, as different characters. I was very worried, not that it was him, but that they were just going to completely screw up that storyline.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait for season 2. It's one of those series that I'm like,
when is that?
I'm all in on.
Are they filming that right now?
I'm not sure if they've started filming yet.
I no longer have HBO Max, but I'd love to get back on it just to see that again.
I know they got greenlit for a season 2.
Yeah, it was well received.
Second season was greenlit in December of 2023 and is set to film in Toronto in late 2024. So I'm guessing late 2024 start date around like September, October.
Okay.
Maybe even later, November, December. But I feel like if you're filming in Toronto,
probably for the winter season in 2025, maybe, depending how many episodes and how long it takes to speed that up. That's pretty cool.
But
you cut the check.
Anthony Mackie, if you go young with Jon Stewart, I could even see Anthony Mackie playing Jon Stewart.
Yeah,
I don't know that he would.
All these guys in their 40s can pull it off.
I don't know that he would.
I think there's probably several actors that could easily pull them off. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that he would be able to, with obviously doing Brave New World and whatever is coming after that. But I mean, weirder things have happened. I mean, you've got what's his face? Played Moon Knight. What's up, Porters? Good to see you. Who is it?
What's up?
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac. He's been DC. He's been X-Men. He's been Star Wars. He's all over the place.
He's all over.
Obviously, not all at the same time, but I mean,
but he's getting himself exposed to all the different medias out there. Yeah, for
exactly.
Marvel,
So I mean, it's not unheard of for people to be bouncing between these different companies. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really two companies. It's DC Studios and then Disney, but still. It took me forever to realize that was Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, yep.
Wow!
It was like the third or fourth time I watched it, and I had already seen other. I think it was after I had watched Moon Knight, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Oscar Isaac!" Goddamn.
Yeah.
Who would you guys have play Wonder Woman?
You want to recast her?
I don't think recasting Gal Gadot is the right way to go, in all honesty. I loved her as Wonder Woman either. But I think that there needs to be new blood there.
She did a really good job. Shoot, I don't know. Who are you gonna damn?
Again, I honestly believe that James Gunn wants to completely restart the slate from scratch, to introduce any old any old actors from CW or anywhere, even if like bringing back Michael Keaton was not the way to go for the Flash movie.
No, yeah, definitely not.
So doing other things with other actors that were in any other version of a DC movie is kind of off the table, if we go with what James Gunn's kind of been saying. What actress would you put in place for Wonder Woman in a perfect world?
Gina Carano. That's what I'm sticking with. That's it. Gina Carano is my Wonder Woman. And I'm going to tell you why. There's freaking 3 reasons why. I'm going to tell you why. Look, I did Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, right? But I just feel like Wonder Woman, because she's an Amazon, is supposed to be just a little thicker. You know what I'm saying? Like as a woman, as a character in the comics, Wonder Woman's supposed to be an Amazonian woman. So we would need an actress who can actually have that physique while still having the realism of being able to look like they can actually fight on camera because they can fight. Gina Carano, that would definitely be my Wonder Woman. Just like I always said, Brock Lesnar, even though he's not an actor, would have been the perfect Eddie Brock that then becomes Venom. He had the freaking perfect build, the look. I mean, when he was out in his prime, and I'm reading the Venom comic, I'm like, they almost look exactly the same. It's crazy, like the resemblance. But yeah, I would definitely like to see Gina Carano play Wonder Woman for sure, because like I said, I think she could definitely pull something like that off. And she's got the looks, she's got the skill, she's got the charisma. And if they were willing to give her a chance, then they can have this lady blow up a franchise. Gina Carano's been so key in everything. You gotta understand, like, even in the mixed martial arts world, right down to Ronda Rousey, she's been so key in so many different things. Like she's at the beginning of everything, at the beginning of mixed martial arts for women. She's literally played in The Mandalorian and got booted because, Kathleen Kennedy didn't like her freaking politics. Like, I don't know if you realize what they did, what they put that lady through, but they really, smeared the hell out of her and her family,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they were saying she was tied to the mafia and all this retarded, ridiculous shit. I mean, so honestly, yeah, give it to her. Give it to her. Why wouldn't you want to see a real woman that can, possibly kick your ass play? When you got these misogynistic views about people, men and women. Look, Gina Carano, it's a woman. I'm pretty sure that we could take her, she'll kick our asses all badass, but we can take her. But I'm just saying, but that's what I want to see in my character in the movie, or someone that I can look at and actually believe. Yeah, I can see this lady in real life kicking someone's ass.
So that's why I got Jamie Alexander.
So I don't know who that is. Who is that?
She's already kind of played a Wonder Woman-esque role with Thor.
Oh, really?
Lady Sif.
Oh, that actress. Okay.
I had to look it up. I was like, Jamie Alexander sounds really familiar. What have I seen her in? And she was Lady Sif. As soon as I saw the photo of her, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. She's done a lot of different roles. So, I mean, she definitely has the range for playing Wonder Woman. Like I said, she's already kind of played an Asgardian version of Wonder Woman. I definitely feel that she could be a great Wonder Woman.
Well, so in that case, you can't bring her back. She's already played the Marvel equivalent, so you can't. You got to give her.
That's true. That's true.
You got to axe her.
I think that it would definitely be a stretch, but Alexandra Daddario, she was in White Collar. Trying to think of what else she's been in recently.
See, I'm terrible with names. I don't know.
Dark hair, blue eyes. She was in the new version of Baywatch. She was, if you ever watched Percy Jackson, the original from 2010, she was the girl.
Okay.
In that movie.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. White Collar is what I remember her from the most.
Yeah, I don't know her, but
I'm not sure, man.
I think I completely agree with what you're saying. Is she's too, she's not built for the role. Like when we're talking about an Amazonian, I definitely agree that it's got to be a taller woman or someone that you can kind of make look tall. I guess is the best way to put it.
Right. I wouldn't even say taller. I would say thicker. Yeah, you have to make her thicker. And she has.
For me, Jamie Alexander, fits that role perfectly. That thick, kind of taller or on the taller side, but
yeah. That's the actress she needs to get.
But definitely, and then that's the other thing is, do you go with one of the things that I always found interesting was whenever they rebooted Spider-Man, they never went with the same villains. So do you go with heroes that were recent?
Yeah, because nobody wants to see that same stuff over and over again.
Exactly. Do you go with heroes that were recent, or do you push the envelope and go further out of the realm of what people have seen, what people have become accustomed to? Because you still have the Batman 2 coming out. You still have, I believe, Peacemaker's still coming out. So, I mean, there's things that are coming out that kind of call back to not the old DC EU, but just movies that are still happening within DC's realm. You've got Joker 2. Do you kind of steer away from all that? Or do you kind of take it on the chin and be like, well, this was that, and we're doing this.
Are you guys excited to see Joker 2?
No.
I mean,
I didn't like Joker 1.
I'm gonna be.
I know that's.
Well, you didn't like it?
I did not like it. I don't like giving Joker a backstory. He's so badass because he doesn't have a backstory.
Yeah, that's true. You just took away you're taking away his mystique when you're giving him a backstory. Yeah, I agree with that. I like the movie, but yeah, I hated that whole factor of he has a backstory and he's going to see, like, his father's supposed to be Bruce Wayne's father. Get the hell out of here. Like, trying to tell me the Joker and Batman are brothers. The hell with you. I like that movie, but that part to me killed it for me.
Look at Scott, man.
That's exactly what's going on, yeah. Like, he's going up to his dad.
Clark.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
I'm telling you, man. But I'm actually looking forward to it because...
Do you know who Caitlin Clark is, Mike?
Caitlin Clark. Sounds familiar. She's
that famous Iowa basketball player that got drafted number 1 in the women's NBA.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about now. Yeah. The one who's making all of the WNBA famous, and all the women are mad at her for doing it for some reason.
Yep.
Like, no one's talked about the WNBA ever until this chick. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
I grew up and I never watched the Tim Burton version of Batman growing up, so I honestly, that was never my Batman. I want to say I've watched it here and there, but I don't remember it.
Well, Legion, I agree with that in the sense that he gave him a backstory, but not really. That was like an unofficial backstory. Jack Napier. I mean, it's not lore. And even they made it. I even have the comic for it, the actual Batman comic for that movie, and even that's just in its own universe. So yeah, they did try to do a backstory, but no one really cared about it because it was just Jack Napier was a criminal who was a failed comedian, and he pretty much fell into a badass, and this is what happened to him. Working for the mafia, and it was weak at most, and no one really paid attention to it, nor ever even cared. I mean, like, because I'll be honest, when you watch that movie, and if you never watched it, you should definitely watch it because you're talking about Jack Nicholson's Joker, a magnificent freaking actor. Like, his Joker was, I can't even between. I don't know how the hell Tim Burton does this. But between the Joker style and Jack Nicholson's acting and Prince's music, he was able to put all this together and sound and look crazy. It was good. I like the first two Tim Burton Batmans. It's when they gave it to Joel Schumacher that they killed that Batman. Because even the second one, that was dope. Watch those two. Those are my favorite, like, 2 old school Batmans. And the modern ones are the Christopher Nolan ones. I do like those. I do like
Heath Ledger,
The Dark Knight Rises, and I love those. Were great. Those are the 2 that were great, and I would pick the Batman and Batman Part 2, whatever it's called, the one with Catwoman by Tim Burton. Tim Burton was on a roll then. I mean, shit, man, he was going to make a Superman with. I'll never forget this because I was so hyped when I heard it, and I was like, chat, like they were gonna get Nicolas Cage to play Superman. I was like, this is dope. But I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but this is definitely going to be a thing. So, they're definitely making him a Spider-Man noir. Nicolas Cage. He's going to be a noir Spider-Man.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, come on. They're going to use Nicolas Cage?
Silk series is
done. Oh, yeah.
Silk series is
They're definitely using him. Yeah, definitely.
So when I think of Joker, I immediately think of Mark Hamill's animated version.
He was.
And Heath Ledger's Dark Knight version. And the reason that I love Heath Ledger's version the most is because there's no reason why this guy does what he does except for his own amusement. Yeah. And that's what I love. Funny. Like, that's the Joker that I want to see more of. I want to see more of this anarchist style. I'm just going to go around pissing people off and playing the Batman against me. I never want to find out who the Batman is. I never want Batman to find out who I am. I just want there to be this constant give and take. And I don't know if you ever seen,
Right.
I want to say it was the Harley Quinn series where Scarecrow unmasked Batman in front of the Joker, and the Joker was livid that he found out that it was Bruce Wayne. He's like, it completely ruins the mystique for me. I wanted to literally just be this guy's nemesis. That's my sole purpose in life, is to be the opposite of Batman. Like that's his reverse.
And he took away that look,
yeah. And like that's the Joker that I want to see. And then when I sat down and watched the Joker movie finally, I was like, this isn't the Joker. Like, this is too much of a backstory for the Joker. I shouldn't be able to understand what the Joker's going through. I shouldn't be able to take what he's going through and be like, okay, I can empathize with that. Yes. Like, to a point.
They want you to empathize with the bad guy, which is a sickness. We're not supposed to empathize with the bad guy. We're not supposed to feel sorry for him, because let me tell you something. Everybody suffers in life. And guess what you do? You're either going to let life break you, or you're going to break life, meaning that you're going to come out the other side and be all right. So when you see things like that, like even with the Star Wars, it's not about good and evil. It's about power and who gets to win. What kind of crap is that? It's always going to be about good and evil. And if you're not making it about good and evil, then what are you really doing? What are you wasting our time for? Like, I just like stories that flow and have a continuity. But when you're starting out things that are not supposed to have continuity to begin with, and you're trying to make an origins, like everything's being rewritten. Look, like let's see, they're trying to rewrite Spider-Man's origins. Look what this new Venom. What do you think that's about? When the hell does Venom come before Spider-Man? Oh, now same thing with Madam Web. Oh, now Madam Web. Peter was supposed to have been born, then Peter Parker. Come on, it's like it's ridiculous. Like all these things you're trying to. It's almost like as if a lot of these people are intentionally trying to erase the original and replace it with what they feel is their modern audience's version of whatever they call this. Because I think, honestly, like I said, I wish I would have had enough money to buy Marvel. Because I would have kept it so old school. We would have had freaking Infinity Gauntlet the way you guys wanted it. Would have had everything the way you wanted it. The way the comics would have had it. I don't give a damn. It would have cost me trillions to do it. And I know it would have made quadrillions back. Because I would tell everybody, it's going to cost so much money to make it exactly like comic guys. But trust me, I hope in another universe I bought Marvel, and this is what I'm doing it right now. So, guys, if you know this universe, please tune them in here so I can see how badass I made Marvel. Because all you have to do, people, look, this is going to be a tagline, so get ready. We'll put this in the short. Ready? Go. All you have to do is make Marvel great again. That's it. And it's not going to be hard. It's not hard. All you have to do is just follow a couple of stories that are already written. It's like having a money printer. Just use the printer. Put it on. Stop trying to change things around. No one cares about all these ideas you're trying to bounce off the wall. Listen, this is what you got test groups for. You don't put them in books and then see, oh, well, people are going to like this. No. Even with my comic, I'm no one that I still have test groups. I have to. You can't just put something out and think that it's okay because this is what the wider audience wants. No. A lot of people don't care about this DEI at all, especially when it comes to comics. Because when you're talking about this, it's nonsense. We could go back to the 90s, the 80s, 70s. There's, if you want to call that DEI, which is not, but that was just the way the world.
Not at all. I mean, not at all.
No one can. Like I said, my thing when I was younger growing up was Storm was a hot weather witch. That's it. I didn't see a black, white, whatever. She was a hot weather witch. That's it. And Rogue, oh man, Biscuit. Oh my god. Even though I'm still upset they took away Rogue's ass. Do you know that
they took away Rogue?
Do you know
she was in like 3 episodes for 5 minutes?
Yeah, because they know what they did wrong. They know they're gonna have to bring that sweet ass back. They don't have a choice. I ain't make a flat ass, but besides that,
the thing is I don't think there was ever a scene where you got to see if her ass was flat or not. Sorry, I just had to say that. I was looking every time she was on screen. I was like, did they take it away or did they just not show it?
But by not showing it, it is taking it away. Because I'm an artist, and I'm going to tell you, if I want to take something away, this is how I take it away. I have you stand to the left without showing your waist. Stand to the right without showing your waist. Stand to the side without showing your waist. And what did I just do with 3 shots? I took away your ass. There you go. So yeah,
they definitely
that's
didn't take away
exactly
the
what
top.
they did.
That's for sure.
Right, because they knew when they did that. They did that one scene when you could freeze. I'm like, what the hell did you do to her ass? But other than
Every
that,
time
I
you see Rogue in
honest,
X-Men 97, she's just like down like this.
I think about that meme when Wolverine's holding the picture and it's Rogue's ass in the picture. Every time I think about that. That's why I see Wolverine holding that picture of Rogue's ass. And that's it. That's what he's missing. And I don't blame him. But they said other than that, I mean, I'll be honest, I was watching a couple of them. I'm going to finish the series soon. It's the highest rated Marvel series of all time. Like, of all time, of anything ever made in Marvel, period. This thing done excellent. This was a win for Disney finally. I got that one too.
I know we were just talking about Anthony Mackie. This is actually the first to cover appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that Thor standing next to him with Stormbreaker?
Yes. Is that Stormbreaker? Not sure.
It's hard to tell because it's so dark. I was like, is they even meant to be?
Yeah, it's a fairly dark cover. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really see it. Damn, where is Stormbreaker? Yeah. Well, Stormbreaker's big. You will see it.
Yeah. So going back to like this comment, yeah, they gave him an origin, but again, he wanted to make people laugh. He fell into a vat of chemicals and became insane.
That's right, Legion.
And I mean, honestly, growing up as a kid, never really. I honestly don't remember that at all. I remember the fact that the Joker was always Batman's rival. That's the Joker that I want to see. This is very similar to making a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man. It doesn't work. Why do we need that? So to make a Batman movie without Batman, the fuck? Why? Why bother? Like,
I think what it is though, at least about the Joker is that he's a compelling character. But yeah,
I don't disagree with that at all. But
try to tie it in like with the origins of Bruce Wayne, and he's supposed to be a child at this point. It's kind of stupid. It is stupid. Yeah. I don't like it at all. It's like
Gotham tried to do it too, and
you're trying to.
Gotham failed at it miserably, in my opinion.
Like, that's what messed up Gotham. If they would have just kept going into the background origins of the other villains instead of trying to push it the way they did, they would have been on the air to this day. But that's what happens, guys. When you push an agenda, you go woke, you go broke. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is,
But again, Gotham started failing. Gotham started failing, and I want to say it was season 3 when they introduced the Joker.
Yeah,
and they ended. I want to say they ended season 2 on a cliffhanger into season 3, or season 3 on a cliffhanger into season 4, and people had kind of like tuned out from Gotham because there was just a lot of weird things going on that people just did not agree with from people that I talked to back when it was coming out. And they were like, I don't know what to do. So let's introduce the Joker as a kid. And by kid, I mean like teenager, but I don't think that was the right call either. Like, sure, introduce the Joker, but introduce him in a way that doesn't, again, tell his backstory and make you empathize with him. Because the whole point of the Joker is that you can't empathize with him because he's literally just doing this shit for the hell of it. He's having fun,
he's just doing it for
causing chaos.
Yeah. Like, he's doing it for shits and giggles. That's it. He doesn't care about anything else.
The Killing Joke. Did they ever? Because obviously, the Killing Joke, they never allow you to empathize with him. Did they ever tell origin story there? I don't think they did. I think they just kind of left it at whatever it was.
No, I think they did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they did talk about it, but it wasn't like he was a comedian. And the comic, he was a comedian, and he was getting relentlessly fucking booed out of clubs, and they hated him, and he would go home to his wife and abuse her because they would fight about not having money and stuff like that. So yeah, they were trying to make like he was a comedian who became broken, and because society was like really rejecting him, he just started to like lose his mind and slowly diverted into this character that he was trying, which then becomes a Joker. So yeah. It's another backstory that doesn't really exist because there are many like we're talking about now, there are many backstories to the Joker, but they're just not anything official. Like, you know, and that's why I like the Christopher Nolan Batman, because if you listen to the Joker, he's giving you all the versions of the comics, how he became the Joker in the comics. Listen to all those stories. They're all stories similar to how he becomes Joker in other stories. So the only thing that I ever knew growing up about the Joker, and I'm not sure where I learned this from, it could have been the comics, could have been the TV show, was that he did fall into a vat of chemicals while he was on a break-in with a crew. And that he blames Batman because Batman was actually going after the crew that night, cut him off, and made him lose his balance and fall. I do remember that. I just don't remember where I knew that from. So as far as I knew, they never said who the Joker was. They just said that he was a criminal and that he fell into a vat of chemicals that then made him go insane later on, and that his whole purpose now was to, you know, to mess with Batman. That and he didn't care about killing him. And that was the whole point. Like, he didn't ever want to kill Batman. He just wanted to torment him for the torment he felt. So those are a couple of backstories I actually do know, but nothing official. I mean, like in the comics, he's just like pretty much shows up and here he is. Here's the enemy, you know? But well, yeah, you're right about one thing. I do agree with that. He should keep his origins, no origins, just leave him be. He was a perfect character. One of the characters I didn't need it's like wrestling. It's like taking a championship and throwing it on one of these wrestlers that don't really need the championship. They can still shine without it. That's how I feel the Joker is. He doesn't need a backstory to shine. He's going to shine no matter what, you know?
Exactly.
And it's intriguing that you make a story like that and you don't even point this out as being a character. So, yeah, I do agree with you on that in a lot of aspects, and I see what you mean by that. I definitely feel like, Joker should have just been kept like an enigma. But then again, he would be the Riddler if that was the case.
But and
he should have had the Riddler with a mysterious background.
The thing about the Heath Ledger's Joker is he's always telling stories about how he got his scars, how he became the Joker. And it's like you never believe him, but you want to believe one of those stories are true. You want to like believe in each one of those stories there's a tiny bit of a truth with a lot of lies. And like that's the fun part about the Joker is he's never serious. But then you bring it into Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and it's like it's a very serious movie. And I'm like, okay, this is it does have a lot of good qualities. I'm not saying it's horrible, but I'm not gonna go see the second one in theaters. I'm not paying to go see a musical with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix ruining two of my favorite characters of all time in comics. Like, that's not something I want to do, you know? But I don't know. There's a lot
I'm down for that musical.
I'll watch it. I'm going to watch it when it comes to streaming, but I don't like, it's one of those things that I can't support as a person. I can't, like with Ezra Miller, there was no way that I was going to go pay to go watch that in theaters. I was not going to support him as an actor, or whatever. Because all of the stuff that was going on with.
Did you just say you wasn't going to support them?
Well, I mean that's how he wants to be called. He's they them.
Oh, is that the pronouns for Miller?
I always wondered if Ezra Miller wasn't trans.
Oh my god!
If he would have been canceled quicker than he was. I always have wondered that.
Trans is like, look, there's this one show I watch. Shout out to you, Black Conservatives. He calls them the Infinity Stones of Wokeness. So if you're trans, gay, I guess, or whatever, you have these Infinity Stones of Wokeness that will literally like, you're right about that. If he didn't have those Infinity Stones of Wokeness, he would definitely be canceled like that. But, so that's 1,000,000% right. Absolutely. And whoever says otherwise is a liar because, like he said, look at Johnny Depp. Did he even touch Amber Heard? And they already were canceling his ass.
Yeah.
You understand? White men. Oh, boy. Evil white men. And meanwhile, what happened? Oh, my God. Turns out the woman was the liar. Oh. figures. Believe all women. Believe all everyone. Look, people start crying. That's it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to entertainment in general, I just feel like people are either like really passionate about this or they're over passionate to the point that they're missing why they are partaking in what they're watching. Like, there's a lot of bad writers. Sorry, guys. And you know, I'm not dissing you guys. I know hundreds of writers, okay? I know more writers than I do regular people, okay? And the thing about writers is that I don't really talk to them about their writing. I read their stuff, they read mine, and, you know, we give each other, like, you know, critiques on our stuff, but we don't really talk about it. But I'll be honest, man. I had scripts in my hand, and I just was screwing around with a couple of things, changed a couple of things for my own self, because, you know, you get your own call sheet. I left the call sheet laying around. Somebody's like, they like that idea. I'm like, well, yeah, I was not going to do it anyway, so fucking gonna waste my time for it. Because it's this damn 2020 pandemic ruined everything. It literally just, this DEI was just being crept into the system because it was the time they were getting money from the government. So this is why this was all done. But the well's dry enough and the experiment's over. Yeah.
I also think it killed the
I got that one too. Is that
a lot of great stuff going on in 2017 to 2019. COVID, that pause on everything, killed the momentum of a lot of stuff. It just
that's
even
nice too.
it killed the theater momentum. The fact that people were going to theaters all the time, but it killed a lot of the momentum in a lot of different series. I would love to see how many TV shows started right before COVID and got canceled just because they could not get them back off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think this is one of the reasons, like Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life, that came out right before, I want to say it was 2017 or 2018. And there were talks in 2019, 2020 to do a second season of that. And I know that's completely different from Marvel and DC and all that, but I honestly think that if COVID didn't happen, they might have been more willing to do something quicker. Now I think they're going to be like, okay, well, let's wait until we can do something more with these characters when Rory's character's older. So I don't know.
Now tell me secretly that was your favorite show on there.
My wife absolutely loves Gilmore Girls, and it's
really?
Funny because her mom is just like Lorelai, and her grandmother was just like Emily, and then my wife was the Rory of the family. My father-in-law actually calls them the Gilmore Girls, or the Gilmore Chicks. Cool. So then my daughter was born, and my wife's grandmother passed away. All within a few years of each other. We got married in 2017, and my wife's grandmother passed away shortly after our wedding. And then my daughter's born in 2021, so within 4 years. And the funniest thing is my daughter is a splitting image of my wife growing up, a little bit crazier, on the crazier side, and a little bit more daredevil than my wife was. But now it's funny because now you have the new generation with the new generation of Lorelai, with the new generation of Emily, and it's a funny dynamic to watch. And every time they're sitting in a row at the dinner table, my father-in-law will be like, "Hey, look, it's the Gilmore Chicks." But yeah, it is a really good show. If you've never seen it before, I definitely suggest watching it because it is so fucking funny.
Yeah, I watched it back in the day, man. I barely remember it, but yeah, I remember when that show was on Gilmore Girls.
A Year in the Life is a good revival. Speaking of revivals,
I didn't see that either. Yeah.
What do you think about The Office getting revived?
I'm down to watch that. I like The Office. I always thought The Office was funny. Why not? I like to see them older. They're all like, they should do it. They should do it in a way where everybody was supposed to retire, but the company ran out of money, and because of that, now everybody's forced to go back to work. Make them older. I would love to see that, right? And then they'll really disgruntled because now everybody who thought they were going to get a nice pension winds up coming back to work. And they're all
apparently it's going to be a new Office.
So
though.
yeah. Okay.
Like a lot of the characters are coming back, but they're all working for either a different company or it's like a Midwest. I think it might even be Jim's company.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay.
in one of the promotion pictures I saw was Jim was in Michael's chair. So like that could be kind of funny to watch unfold. Like Kevin's down in his luck, so he hires Kevin, and Kevin then gets into all this trouble with bookies or whatever. Like who knows? But like I love the idea that you can revive a show that was great for a generation that is now raising kids that can then have their own version of the same show. Similar to like how X-Men 97 revived that nostalgia for the original X-Men animated series.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a good idea that they did that, and kudos to, Disney actually letting this show flow the way that it was successfully flowing before Disney even knew that they were going to be purchasing them. Yep. So that was smart. That's how you make money. You see, if you don't kick the chef out the kitchen and try to change the ingredients, you can serve up a masterpiece. I'm telling you, when I build my comic book company up to this level, I'm going to be good to go. What's that?
Are you caught up on 97?
I'm not, but I'm on episode 4, but I'm going to finish it probably tonight, maybe tomorrow.
So I won't spoil anything.
I'm definitely going to finish it because I'm definitely.
Oh,
yeah, don't spoil it, please.
We should probably spoil it for him right now.
It's just a cameo, so I mean it's not a huge spoiler, and I'm not going to spoil it. But there's a lot of people who have been asking different questions about different animated shows that came out back then. So like Batman Beyond. Will James Gunn do a Batman Beyond movie or show based on where it either left off or whatever? Because obviously with an animated show, you could pick it up anytime. You don't have to have the same actors. If you go live action, you can go with any actor you want because there was no true character that played it back in the day. And one of the other ones was somebody actually asked the Spider-Man 94 writer, will we ever get a Spider-Man 98? Like we did X-Men 97.
Ooh. And
he goes, I'm not saying that I would be opposed to it, but nobody has come to talk to me yet. Hence the reason I can answer this question. If I ever go silent on this topic, then you'll know that there is a Spider-Man 98 in the works. So it does sound like the original writer for the Spider-Man animated series is okay with continuing that story, is okay with having a continuation in a way that would basically pick up where it left off, just like X-Men 97 did. And I think that would be fun. I think that Marvel's going the right direction, splitting up their continuities. They've already said that their series are going to be separate from their movies in a specific way, not kind of like how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of talked about stuff, but it wasn't truly connected. And then same with the animated stuff. The animated stuff will be separate. It might cross over, but there's no guarantee that it will. And basically, the director of streaming over at Marvel Studios said, we feel as though a lot of people, especially during COVID, kind of felt like everything that's about to come out, you have to go back and rewatch everything. So in order to understand this, you have to know all of this, which you should know all of that, because obviously if you're getting into it, you want to know all the source material. You want to know everything that's come before. But at the same time, it shouldn't feel like homework to get caught up. You shouldn't have to watch everything to know anything.
And that's what was starting to happen. Everything started to feel like homework instead of being enjoyable. You know, like everybody was like, "Oh, I gotta watch this now to watch that." But then,
Yep. Because like one of the biggest things you hear about is like, oh, they haven't talked anything about the Eternals and the guy sticking out of the middle of the ocean. It's like, but they don't really have to if it doesn't come up naturally.
All right.
Why would you talk about it? Right?
But
that's how many universes there are, how many Earths there are. Like, I don't know what Earth this is. It could be 618. I don't know. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Like, if you, like you said, they're not bringing it up, it doesn't exist. If the tree falls in the forest and you're not there to hear it, it doesn't make a goddamn sound. End of story. Here you go. That's the answer to that riddle, by the way. How can something make a sound if you're not there to hear it? If we perceive sound and there's nothing that perceives sound, how can sound be generated? Exactly. That's it.
Speaking of things that apparently are going to happen, Kathleen Kennedy said somewhere, I don't remember exactly where it was, that the Star Wars sequel trilogy is going to be scrapped as canon.
What?
So the sequel trilogy will not be canon to the Skywalker saga anymore. It will not be a sequel trilogy. It'll be a standalone trilogy. I don't know if this is true or not, or rumor or whatever, but apparently that is something she has either said or been rumored to have said.
If I ever get Kathleen Kennedy in my vehicle, I promise I'm going to take one for the team. I'm going to find the most wobbliest, brokenest bridge I can find, and I'm just going to let the van fly off of it with her in it. I'll jump out, try to survive. I'll try to do the best I can. But yeah, she's got to go, man. She literally has to. Somebody got to take her out. So, but believe me, one day when it's happening, she's flying off a bridge in my van, and your channel's got millions of subscribers. Remember this moment. You're welcome. But dude, come on, man. What's wrong with this chick? The Force ain't female. Stop it. Stop destroying Star Wars. George Lucas, please go away. You already sold it. You're just watching. It's like watching your daughter being married to a scumbag of a husband. You can't do anything about it. I mean, personally, I shoot the guy, but that's just me. But I'm saying, like, it's like one of those situations. Like, you're watching your kids get molested in front of you. You can't do anything about it. And not only do you not do anything about it, you condone the molestation to continue by saying we should vote in Bob Iger. We should keep him. We should keep Bob Iger on. You know, the man who's destroying the actual value of Disney itself by approving all of these retarded projects. What's wrong with you? Like, real simple. Let the people make the. Yeah.
They probably have him on board as a contingency as part of the sale, just as a source of advisement.
No, they did.
Probably.
They do have him on board. But what I'm saying is that in the last, okay, I don't know if you guys know who Ike Perlmutter is, so I'll give you a quick background. He's pretty much the Marvel old school dude that pretty much was in charge of marketing and pretty much tried to keep Marvel. It was his idea to sell things to Marvel to build and prop Marvel up. He's pretty much like I would call him the curator of Marvel, like the real, like the person who wants, like he's the preserver of Marvel. He really is. His job was to make money with them always, but at the same time, I always felt like his job was to preserve the legacy of Marvel. So he's on the Disney board like most of these guys are, because he was given like stock options and a title. You're in charge of, I believe at the time his title was, he was in charge of all the merchandising, the figures and everything, which that made a killing. That's what Spider-Man was making. Just like they didn't have the rights to the movies, but Spider-Man was just for merchandise alone was making them $8 billion a year. $8 billion with a B for doing nothing. So this guy wanted to get out. He wanted to get onto the board, and he wanted this guy out, Bob Iger, but George Lucas literally stepped up at the board meeting, stating that with the vision that's going on with Disney, that we need to keep Bob Iger on board. And that's when I was like done with George Lucas. I'm like, dude, it's like, I always say this. Look, if you're not ready to get into it, don't talk politics to people. I don't do that unless you're really, really ready to get into it. I feel the talent, unless you're a rambunctious person like me who don't care, like I'm just all over the place, so I can do it. But I think most of the talent just needs to just concentrate on the talent itself. Like, stop worrying about all this other bickering you got going on. And I just think like Disney, like really, is gone to a point where they're gonna always make money. Don't get it twisted. They got plans to sell off a piece of their property to France. I think they're building like a Disneyland in France. Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
That's it. I just broke their entire campaign. Well, in France, oui, oui. Yeah, come get a oui, oui with us. So they're always gonna have money. The park's always gonna generate money. I mean,
there goes all the DI money.
Nobody, so that's the only. Yeah, it's all about that DI money. Believe me, they got it. That DIE money. Keep taking it. The minute they come to me with it, I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna let you know how much they try to offer me, so I could tell them to take that check and shove it up their asses. Cause I don't need your money. I ain't rich, but I ain't poor either. I don't need no one's money. I'm self-made. I'm good, baby. Trust me. I'm just gonna build my company up, and let's just roll from there. Because I'm telling you guys, the book is in. I'm gonna be getting
hell yeah, let's finish on this.
Back. I went with a different company this time around, and I getting a hard copy back this week coming up, next week coming up. So hopefully everything turns out good. But I'm also making the action cards, like I was telling you about, the trading cards. I got a lot of stuff going on, man. And you know, as I watch all of these companies fail, it just gives me better ideas of how I can make my stories even better. So thank you guys. Thank you for your failure, because your failure encourages me to do even better. Like, it really makes me want to do 1,000,000 times better, because I just started writing, I guess, if you want to call it that. But I'm a way better writer than most of these people that have been doing it for 10 years, 20 years, you know. But I did write a lot of reports in my time, so I guess that does help with the penmanship. But you know, it is what it is, people. I just say like this: this new wave of writers need to really start coming up with their own goddamn ideas and stop trying to build your empire on the backs of other people's legacy. Make something original.
Almost like an abstract Doom and Iron Man.
Yes, I have that one.
You remember when this book was hot? Dr. Doom becomes Iron Man. Oh crap! I just found that in here. A complete run.
I love that book.
Wow.
This guy loves his runs.
That's nice. There you go.
Speaking of runs, I have to run because it is just a crazy weekend.
You got the runs?
I don't have the runs, no. But I have to run. I got to go to bed. With all that being said, definitely need to talk more about this stuff, because it is absolutely crazy what's going to happen with DC, even what's going to happen with Marvel. We're getting within like a month and a half of the Deadpool Wolverine movie coming out. We've got Venom 3 coming out soon. That leak is
that comes out in the fall, right?
Crazy. Yeah. October, I want to say, is the release date. Nice. Craven, which is going to flop, is coming out in December. So definitely want to make sure to talk about everything, because it is just absolutely insane. And the fake trailers are just making it even worse. If you've never seen a fake trailer, go watch Screen Culture, because they can screw over a movie real quick.
Oh, yeah.
They should make a Madam Web. They should make a Madam Web Kraven the Hunter crossover. That's it. Just make it ready. That's it. Forget Spider-Man. Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter crossover. He's hunting all the baby spiders that are not born yet. That her mother got killed in the forest or whatever. So, yeah.
I'll send it to you. But basically, in the Kraven the Hunter trailer that they just dropped, I want to say a week ago, they had Madam Web. I want to say it was Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, Venom, and Morbius. Like at random points in the it was a fake trailer.
Yeah, you gotta
like
put
little
that
callbacks to different things. And I was like, I mean, if you're gonna use a connected universe with Kraven, I could understand it, but no. Also in the trailer is like he gets bitten by a lion, and then the lion's blood or the lion's saliva mixes with the blood of him and then drips back into his wound where he got bitten.
What the hell?
And someone's like, so did he basically just become Catman? Kraven the Cat? Kraven the Lion Man? What are we doing here?
Kraven the Lion Man.
It's so funny to like look at the
Craven's
comments
a
too that I
lion,
saw
though.
like on Facebook and all that other shit.
Oh, nice.
Basically, it was like,
There
so
you go.
when did
Craven's a lion, though.
Craven get bitten by a radioactive lion?
Become lion.
But I'll find it and send it to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. It's been an absolutely fun night. Again, have a great but safe long weekend. And we'll see you same next week, same time. Hopefully on Friday.
Yes, take care, everyone.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, man. I think I did. I was out last night, man. I was so busy
you're good.
doing that damn yard. I'm so sorry, guys.
I got down here and I
see
sat
y'all
down and
later.
I'm like
Peace
looking
and
at
love, everyone.
everything. And I'm like, I can't do this tonight. See ya.
Bye, guys.